Good evening, everyone. Welcome and welcome back. My name is Kelly, and today we're going to be doing a beautiful page that has beautiful colors, some distressed inks and sprays, all sorts of fun things. So sit back, relax, and let's get to it. These are some things I have worked on off camera. So these pages were not filmed. This one was a bit of a random choices and bits, stickers, washi tapes, things like that. This one also was a random pick, but what I just noticed is this particular proverb right here, a sweet friendship refreshes the soul. This has a light side to it and a dark side to it, almost as if there is sometimes a betrayal when it comes to friendship. So I thought that was interesting because I didn't catch it at the time that I put this together. So this looks like a dark side and a light side. So very interesting that my mind would place all these things together this way. So we're going to begin on this page, and you're gonna see some overspray, but that's okay. The reason for the overspray is because I did prepare these papers that I will use this evening. And the two colors that I used on here are this Distress Spritz called Wilted Violet, and you do have to shake them up. They have a ball in there that mixes the luminescent color. And I have several colors in that. And then this one is the Distressed Mica Spray. This one is called Tarnished Brass. So those two colors were used in spraying these papers. So I sprayed them and then I let them dry because I do not have a dryer or a heat gun. So we're going to begin with these today, as well as some other elements. But I want to get these down first. And I believe I want to place them like this. So let me get this first one down. Now this page is dedicated to a friend and co-worker. Her name is Kenzy. And I'll show you the reason for why I'm doing this page the way I'm doing it. She has donated some beautiful jewelry, and I am not getting this to come out proper. Okay, there it goes. And I promised her that I would use them in a journal in the future. And I'm not liking the slowness. It's almost empty, as you can see. I will use this for off filming crafts. Let me get the brand new one going. Much better. Now these papers, when you do spray them, they do want to curl up. So that is a bit of, and as you can see, some of the mica is coming off as I shave that paper. Get that off of there. So you can see these papers want to rumple. And the reason is because the micas and the spritzes come out in such a wet format that even if you dry them, and I'm making sure that these words that are in the background are right side up. The last thing I want to do is put something on here that's upside down. And again, this mica is shedding. So if it is too thick and you run across a part of it, you will shed it. Now, the whole purpose for this video is these beauties right here. Now, these were Kenzy's earrings. And one day at work, one of the leaves had fallen off. It was this one right here. It was dangled to this feather, but for some reason the gold ring that held it in place broke. So I found this on the floor, and because they were not intact and matching, she did not want to wear them anymore. So even though I told her they're beautiful, so these are the beautiful donation that she gave me, and we will be incorporating these. As you can see, this has the earring hoop on it that goes through the ear. I already removed this one, and I'm going to remove this one, keeping the main part of the earring intact. And of course, now that I'm on camera, it doesn't want to cut. It cut easily earlier with the other earring. There we go. Okay. And you may be able to hear the neighbor's little girl crying. Sometimes she cries very loud. So now these are ready to go and to be used, but we will put these on somewhat last. So let's build this beautiful collage. So I did pick out some music sheet because she is a singer. She loves to sing and she's good at it. I've also got these beautiful papers here as well that also have feathers on them. So we're going to be using maybe some of this, maybe all of it, but we will see. It all depends on how things are laying out. So I'm going to get the music down first. I'm going to move these out of the way because I don't need them anymore. Now I don't know what I'm going to do for this particular collage. So you guys are going to get to see me work it out. And sometimes my best work is when I don't know what I'm doing. Now, just because I have this left doesn't mean I'm not going to use it. Now, what I did to inspire me on which images to choose is I have a pack of feather papers. So I kept these laying down like this so that I could see how the feathers looked on the paper, whether it looked good or whether it clashed. So this one I may or may not use. I'm going to leave that off to the side right now. These I will definitely use, but not right now. So on This one I am going to cut it. So you don't have to use papers in their entirety. You can cut out different elements and use just those elements, and then go back and use those papers, what's left, for something else. even though this, I like cutting this feather out that was beyond the line, I don't like the way that this ended up. So I'm gonna trim it and shore it up so that it matches. Instead of looking like a wonky piece. Now I'm just placing things to see what they look like. And I'm not looking directly at them. I'm looking at the rest of my materials, because when my eye comes back to the page, it will see if anything's out of balance. It's just the way that I learned to do art when I was in school. So and what I'm looking for is balance, symmetry to a point, but not perfect symmetry. Now that I know that I like that there, I'm gonna go ahead and glue this piece down. Once I'm happy with something, then I'll go ahead and finalize it. I've incorporated her favorite color in here as well, which is purple. My favorite color is also purple, so it's so funny. We're just a bunch of purple girls. I think there's someone else also that likes purple where we work, but I'm not sure. I remember, Kenzy probably remembers who it is. I'll show you why I'm tearing this feather off the way I am. So there it is with the feather, because I want that butterfly to show. So I'll use that feather somewhere else. Some lightness in with all these bold colors, but I don't know that I want any more of that. So as I'm working, I'm constantly surveying to see if I've got the balance I want, the colors where I want them. And I don't necessarily want the aqua. I'm not liking how that looks. I'm wanting this to look vintage, old world. And I'm also trying to come up with a name. This has the aqua, but this does not have too much of it. So I'm gonna cut it craggy. And all you have to do that is just wiggle your scissors. There's no technical term for it other than wiggle cut. These girls on here, because this is picking up some of this purple, but it's actually clashing. So let me see what else I have. I want a brunette, because Kenzy is a brunette. There's that purple again. I thought the purple would look good on here. And that's the same girl I had before. She actually looks good right there. But let me sit with these for a moment and see what I come up with. This one's a little bit too drab. This one's too Victorian. I've used this one recently. Okay. This one's too drab. I don't yet know if I'm going to use her, but I'm going to cut her out so that I can see best how she fits on the page and how she looks with all the different colors. And normally I don't fussy cut this quickly. I normally take my very sweet time. Now we'll use those scraps somewhere else. Maybe even perhaps on this. I actually like that. I like her right there. So I'm going to place this one down. And it's so funny how I ended up choosing the one that I thought might be clashing. reason why this one is so difficult is because it is for someone specific. And I want it to be perfect. And not just thrown together. Keep these girls in mind, the beautiful jewelry. I'm just moving stuff around to see how they fit, if it goes. I'm still not liking that aqua color. Now, let's see. I do have some more music. That I want to put on here. Cover up that squared off area. Because that's jutting to the eye. It's abrupt. It's too abrupt. Now I definitely want to make sure that these are fastened on here in such a way that I can still close the book. And I'm going to leave these free-flowing, and I'm going to secure that. Sometimes you think you know what you want to do, and you're like, nah. And you get a better idea. And these numbers on this clock are very wonky. They're not actual correct numbers. You've got some W's in there, some X's, really odd looking numbers. So I don't need to worry about actually lining it up perfectly as far as a clock would be, because the numbers are nonsense. Which is, I wish they wouldn't do that, but they do sometimes. I want a neutral backdrop for these beautiful jewelry pieces, these earrings. Again, I'm going to secure this area right here, which is perfect. This will need to dry overnight, but I will get it to tack. And these down here are just going to be free flowing so that they're interactive. If somebody opens the page and they want to kind of play around with them, they can. They will still be free flowing. And then this one, I don't want them across from each other. Do have a brush. Whenever you're dealing with feathers, you don't want to try to comb them And I'm just using a old kabuki brush that I've washed, that I used it for powder once, and I just like my brushes better, my handheld brushes. So I use these for crafts to kind of line up feathers, to get the feathers gingerly back in place. And the fine velvetyness of the bristles works perfectly for that. It's gentle, and it puts the feathers back where they were. Now, Kenzy, the gold leaf that you lost is here. I reattached through glue it to the top of that feather. And I'm trying to get this guy to turn back around. And he's not wanting to cooperate. There he goes. There he goes. Okay, now I'm gonna secure this one. Lots of glue, and it will glue overnight. And I'm holding it down here so it will tack. It's because I'm manhandling this to get it back lined up the way it should be, that it's wanting to come off. And I will work with that when it's dry. So let me let that tack for just a few moments. And I do use these scraps for many different projects, so they don't go to waste even if I don't use them for this project, because I still have some music. But I need something here for interest, to try and break up the monotony of those music notes. And get some beautiful purple to kind of liven up. Here's a beautiful purple, and here's a purple. I'll get several shades and see how these look. This one may not cooperate. So I will leave it for another day. I won't struggle with it on camera. I've learned that if I have to struggle on camera to get these off, then I just leave them. That almost looks very gangly. I don't like that for her. And these are, because I want to use them, they're acting up. And I've got glue on my hands too, so that's probably not helping anything. Okay, I will leave that one. Let's see what else we have. And I'm determined to use this one. So let me get myself away from the camera and see if that helps. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it cooperates. It's really odd the way that works out sometimes. Almost got it. It's just the way it's cut. It's just not wanting to cooperate. Yeah, it's, oh wait, I almost have it. No? Okay, let's see. What else do we have? Not that one. It's not cooperating. I don't want to introduce purple and white. Some of these are very blue. So I have a mixture of blue and purple. Here's a pretty one. Not funny. You saw how easy the other ones came off. And it's so frustrating because you're using the same method to get this off of here. There we go. Okay, so this one's gonna actually work. Adding some pops of purple, break up that area. Now I have here what came off when I cut the loop from the hook. 2 gold balls. I'm gonna put one there. And watch, he's not gonna wanna behave. He says, no, don't put me on there. butterfly. And these two will dry overnight. And again, I'll mess with these whenever these are dry, because I don't want to knock them off kilter. Now I've got some transfer sheets here. Not so good. And of course, that is now permanent. So, let's see what we're gonna do there. I hate when you've got, when you've got some things that don't work quite the way you want them to. So let's see here. Not seeing anything that I like as far as the purple or the blue. Put that right there for the moment. And this is a way that you can cover over areas you're not happy with. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes you take a chance and it's like, nope. Give me a chance to use these beautiful butterflies. And there it is. So I apologize for that not working out, but sometimes it happens. And I believe, ladies and gentlemen, we are done, because those feathers was the last thing I wanted to add, the gold feathers. Okay, Miss Kenzy, this one's dedicated to you, love. I hope you like it. I hope it does your gift that you gave me justice. Giving me the earrings, giving them a new life. And I had so much fun doing this. So thank you so much for your time. These will dry overnight and then they will be permanent. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for stopping by, and I will see you on the next one.